What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia and I hope you're all ready for some extreme cleaning motivation, because today we are going to be deep cleaning, decluttering, and organizing this entire small kitchen. And because we are in the fall spirit over here, I will also be sharing a really fun and easy do-it-yourself project, all thanks to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. But as you all know, summer is quickly coming to an end, which means fall is approaching and we need to clean before this cold weather starts to set in. Today I'm going to be sharing my budget-friendly kitchen organization. This was such a big task and it took me 2 days to complete. I will say it was 100% worth it because I'm so happy that everything is back in order, and of course we can't forget that it's all ready to be decorated for fall. If you guys are ready to see this extreme small kitchen declutter and organize, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, comment a heart emoji down below in the comments, and let's get started. I've been sharing cleaning, organizing, and decorating inspiration for a couple of years now, and I always say the whole goal of my channel is to motivate you all to get up and get cleaning. I struggle with it sometimes too, so what I like to do in those moments where stuff still needs to be done is to do things that I enjoy or that make me feel really good and kind of help motivate me to get up. I might play music, I might put on a video or a movie, light a candle, or make myself a cup of coffee, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing today. And I'm also going to be sharing a really quick and easy do-it-yourself coffee mug using the Cricut Joy to create little pumpkins, because after all, like I said earlier, we are in the full fall spirit over here. To customize my cup, I just opened up Cricut Design Space, which is extremely user-friendly. You can do it from your desktop or your mobile phone if you're on the go. I love how quick and easy it is to use the Cricut Joy. It allowed me to personalize my coffee cup in less than 15 minutes, which is great for me because we have a lot to tackle on our to-do list today, and it barely took any time at all before I had a finished coffee cup and a coffee in hand. This project was so incredibly easy to do. It only required me to cut out one pattern however many times I wanted to. I decided to choose 6 pumpkins. I thought that would be the perfect amount to go all the way around the mug, but you could add more or less. You could also do anything that you want. You could do bats if you're more into Halloween, or maybe you have a favorite quote that you live by. I just love that Cricut allows you to 100% customize any project to your desire. One of my favorite aspects about the Cricut Joy is the size of it. It is the smallest and most compact smart cutting machine, and you can take it anywhere and use it anywhere. It's also great because Cricut Joy uses smart materials and they're designed to work without a cutting mat. So not only less to buy, but also less stuff to store away and also haul around. Once my Cricut Joy finished cutting out my design, I just used my Cricut weeding tool to remove any of that excess vinyl. I find this part so satisfying, and the weeding tool that I'm using just makes it really quick and easy to pull off any of that excess. I then put a piece of transfer tape over the top, and this is really going to allow you to transfer your design onto whatever you're wanting to customize. I like to use this little Cricut scraper tool just to kind of help keep the vinyl on the transfer tape. Just make sure it's secure. And then once I peeled off the backing, I was left with just my design on the tape, and it was ready to be put right onto my glass cup. I just made sure to press down my design into the glass and smooth it out the best that I could. And then I slowly removed the transfer tape, and I repeated this process a total of 6 times on the same cup to achieve this exact look that I wanted, and it turned out so adorable. I've created so many projects using the Cricut Joy, from pantry labels to wooden signs and just so much more. I love how customizable Cricut allows you to be. I cannot wait to drink my morning coffee out of this every day, and hopefully this video encourages you or inspires you to break out your Cricut machine, or maybe even purchase a Cricut machine if you've been wanting one and don't already have one. But here's how my coffee cup turned out. I am so excited about it, and I cannot wait to make more of these for every season and holiday. Definitely make sure to check out Cricut. I will make sure to have a link down below in my description box if you want to purchase your own Cricut machine. But now it's time to jump right into the small kitchen clean out, and I'm going to start with our pantry. And whenever I tackle a project like this, you guys know that I love to follow the KonMari method to decluttering. I just think it works so well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by removing everything. And I will admit there are going to be a couple shelves where I leave a few things like our canned goods, and then down on a lower shelf I left a few things in the back just because we rarely use those things and they're perfectly fine where they're at. They're still pretty much organized. It was mainly our snack shelf that needed some serious help, and then the rest of the food just really needed a good organization. Don't worry, when I tackle our fridge and freezer a little bit later in today's video, I will remove every single item from the fridge and freezer, and let's just say you don't want to miss that because I discovered something pretty gross in there.
I hate sleeping alone. I can never make it on my own. Tell me what I'm gonna do.
Once I got everything removed, I went ahead and wiped down our shelves using my favorite Mrs. Meyer spray and the apple cider scent. I know it's a little early, but fall is in full swing over at my house. It just makes me so happy and I cannot get enough of it. But here's just everything that we are working with today. It's a lot of food, and when I go through it, I'm going to be checking expiration dates, and if things are almost empty or they're old, there's really no point in keeping them, and everything else I'm just going to go ahead and reorganize in the bins and containers that I have and get it all put back in the pantry. This video is about being budget friendly, and I'm always here to remind you that you do not need to go out and spend a ton of money on organizational bins, baskets, or even containers. I have shared numerous videos on this and I've talked about it time and time again, but organizing areas or spaces in your home does not need to be expensive. I did not spend a dime decluttering and organizing my kitchen today. I just reused the bins and containers that I already had, or if I needed something, I would, shop around my home. If you truly don't have anything around your house and you are wanting to pick up a few, Dollar Tree, Walmart, Amazon, thrift stores, they all have affordable options for organization.
Looking for someone who can play though, wanna hang with me. I'm not really looking for a friend, so spend your time with me.
I would love to know how often you all clean out and organize your pantry or kitchen. I did it earlier this spring, and then I also wanted to do it again now before the winter comes. I also, you guys know, usually tackle a cupboard or two when I notice they are starting to get pretty unorganized or pretty bad. But let me know down below in the comments how often you guys clean out your kitchen. Pulling things out of my cupboard, or I guess any space for that matter, does always seem like it's a lot of extra work, but I promise you it is worth it, because as soon as you start putting things back and organizing it how you want, in the end, I'm always so happy that I did it. And I know it can be really hard to organize a space when you try to keep every single thing in there and you're just kind of moving things around. It's also important to know that when you do it that way, you're not really likely decluttering anything. You're probably not checking all the expiration dates or checking if, food is old, things like that. I will say that with a grain of salt, because today when I did my pantry, I didn't remove every single item, but like I mentioned, I did this spring. Almost everything was still up to date for the most part, and the stuff in the back, like the popcorn and like salad, like croutons, things like that, we don't reach for every single day or even every single week. So they are perfectly fine back there. But if you are really wanting to declutter, you haven't done this before, I highly, highly recommend taking everything out so you can see it all, and then you can start decluttering and organizing. I wanted to spruce up my pantry a little bit, so I decided to create some do-it-yourself pantry labels. I created these in the Cricut design space, and I cut them out using my Cricut Joy. It was a super quick and easy task, and I just loved how it turned out. I did also add them to my clear pasta containers and rice, sugar, flour, all of that. So if you want to see how they all turned out, just make sure to stay tuned until the very end of today's video, because I'm going to be sharing some satisfying before and after shots.
We are who we are. Why don't I be me?
I'm about to wrap up day 1 of this small kitchen declutter by doing some dishes and then also cleaning off our stove. Make sure you guys stay tuned because day 2 is coming up right around the corner and we are doing some serious deep cleaning and organizing, and I don't want you guys to miss out. And I do have to laugh a little bit because when I was doing the dishes, obviously my husband is home. He doesn't love to be on camera, and I thought I had it kind of positioned just right so it was just on me. And while going through this footage, I noticed you could see him doing his own little Cricut project. He was kind of creating his own stickers, and I have to say he did a pretty good job. It's just funny to me because that is not his thing. He isn't really into crafts and stuff like that, but for some reason, he must have saw what I created and then liked it and then decided to try some things out for himself. And one of them, I'll share it on the screen here. He created our last name in a sticker and put it on his cooler. I did help him a little bit to make sure it was positioned correctly, but I'm so proud of him. That's just awesome. And it just goes to show that if my husband can figure out how to use a Cricut and make some things and actually enjoy it, that anybody can do it.
Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do, do what you like to, what you like to do.
It's been a while since I've shared such a long video like this, but I'm packing in a ton of cleaning motivation to hopefully inspire you all to get up and get cleaning. And speaking of cleaning, I think deep cleaning my glass cooktop stove is one of my new favorite things. It is so satisfying and it always comes out looking so good. Let me know down below in the comments if you agree.
About anyone or anything that brings us down. We shouldn't care about anyone who brings us.
We are officially on day 2 of this small kitchen declutter and organization. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it and getting a lot of inspiration to clean out your own kitchens or spaces in your homes that might need it. I'm gonna go ahead and light a candle. This is mahogany apple scented and I highly recommend it from Bath & Body Works. But right now I'm just gonna quickly get these dishes put away from last night and then we are gonna move right over to the fridge and freezer.
I'm feeling you could be the one. I see no reason why I should ever let you go. Don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna.
Like I mentioned earlier, we are going to remove everything from this area. It is much needed and definitely time. We tend to always have leftovers when we make dinner and we will usually eat them, one day later in the week, but sometimes we don't end up finishing all of the leftovers and they end up just sitting here and getting pushed to the back, which is awful. So today I'm really going to check expiration dates and throw out anything that's gone bad. The shelves in here are absolutely disgusting and they also really need to be wiped down along with the produce drawers. So many crumbs and spills that really need to be cleaned up.
Baby, without I wouldn't know what to do. Oh, you know when you are with me. Sometimes I forget to breathe. I'm looking in your eyes. Wish you could see the things I see.
Here's just a really quick glimpse of how dirty this fridge was and these shelves are. It's gross. I ended up taking out the top shelf first and I cleaned that off, and when I went to put it back in, I ended up noticing this black strip next to the seal. I'm not really sure how to explain this better, but it was on the end and I thought I would try to pull it off just to see if I could clean underneath it, and you guys, there was just so much gross gunk stuck underneath it. I have no idea what it is. I'm truly disgusted. That was just one of the gross things that I discovered though while cleaning out our fridge. You guys need to wait to see what was in the freezer when we tackle that.
I wouldn't know what to do. Baby, without I wouldn't know what to do. Oh, you know. You got me wrapped around your finger.
I did my best to share a close-up of what was underneath the plastic, like, end protector. I'm sorry, I don't know what this thing is called, and I have no words. So any of you watching, take this as your reminder to deep clean your fridge and check those small cracks and crevices, because this is gross. There is no denying that, and it's just something now that I'm gonna have to be adding to my, like, fridge deep cleaning routine.
Baby, without I wouldn't know what to. Baby, without you, I wouldn't know what to. Oh, you know, oh, you know, oh, you know. Baby, without I wouldn't know what to do. Baby, without
I do want to mention that I feel like I clean out my fridge more often than the rest of my kitchen. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys can relate to that. I will say though, I don't always deep clean it to this extent, but I do go through food and expiration dates because there is nothing worse than forgetting about something and it goes bad or it starts to grow mold. I also feel like our fridge looks messy when we have too much stuff in there. So if I can keep it organized, we do much better at keeping it that way.
I'm thinking about him all the time, all the time. And my heart's beating fast when it's looking like that. Oh, his smile is killing me. It's the way that it moves and the way that it laughs, so I can't get enough. Think about him all the time. I can get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine, to be mine. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts, when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter.
I will say it must have been a while since I actually last did this, because after I cleaned out our fridge, it seemed so empty and bare. We definitely needed to do some grocery shopping because we had almost nothing left, and I promise I didn't throw away anything that was still good. It was only expired food, old leftovers, and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts, when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
Now we can move on to the freezer, and just as a reminder, if you guys want to see how the fridge, freezer, pantry, all of it turned out, make sure to stay tuned until the very end, because I am going to be sharing some satisfying before and after shots, and I don't want you to miss out. But just like the fridge, I started to remove everything so I could wipe it all down and organize it all. And in the process of doing so, I discovered something extremely gross, something even grosser than what I discovered in the fridge. So as I was pulling things out, everything had this like white frozen stuff all over it, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Once I removed everything, I noticed this entire shelf and freezer on the bottom. It had this like, the same stuff was all over it, and I know something must have exploded. I just don't know what it was. And let me tell you, it was hard to clean.
Tell me, baby, I've been waiting for a lifetime. Just keep on fading in all these photos, caught in the memories and captured in the highlights. Just keep on wasting. Glass after glass, I keep hoping you'll come around, drowning our fights in whatever can be found, 'cause I've given in to.
Thankfully, the shelf I was able to remove from the freezer, and I ran it under warm water to kind of loosen up whatever that like white frozen stuff was. I didn't want to do hot water because I didn't want to break the glass. Even though it looks hot from all the steam coming up, I promise it's only warm water, and this technique worked really well. Now, unfortunately, I cannot take off the bottom part of my freezer like I did the glass shelf, so I did have to get creative. I ended up pouring some hot water on the mess that was in our freezer, and thankfully, after a little bit of time, it kind of melted enough to where I could wipe it up. It was still, for the most part, pretty frozen, but that hot water, I guess, loosened it enough is a better word, in order for me to wipe it up. I did have to keep going back and forth with my hot washcloth and the freezer, just trying to clean it all up. I did end up taking my plastic, my plastic scraper, just to get some of those tough areas, and eventually it all came clean, which I am so thankful for because I didn't want to have to leave our frozen food out too long, and I also didn't want to have to put my food back into a dirty freezer. Now it's time to put everything back in, and I've always had this gray bin in either my fridge or my freezer, and I decided to kind of switch things up a little bit. And I'm still going to use this bin, but right now I'm going to use it for all of our meat. I'm going to keep our ground beef, bacon, a breakfast sausage in here just to kind of contain it all in one area, and then everything else that was still good, I did my best to organize it. Once I got the pantry cleaned out the day prior and the messes I discovered while cleaning out our fridge, the rest of our kitchen looked and felt gross. There were crumbs and spills all over the counters and floors, and I had no choice but to give everything else in our kitchen a really good deep clean. I decided to start out with the dishes. As you guys can imagine, I had a lot of dirty leftover containers that needed to be washed, and there was no way I was doing them all by hand. So I emptied out the dishwasher with all of the clean dishes, and I filled it right back up with as many dirty ones as I could fit.
Not enough time. I'm falling behind. I hate to separate my body and mind. My body and mind. I feel like demons in my mind. Demons in my mind. It tastes like demons in my mind. Demons pushing all my triggers. Losing my pride. not enough time, not enough time. I'm falling behind, I hate to separate my body and mind, my body and mind.
I got really lucky because everything was able to fit in the dishwasher. Only one container needed to be washed by hand. And I feel like that never happens. I feel like there's always still a sink full of dishes that need to be washed by hand. Let me know down below in the comments if you agree.
Demons pushing all my triggers. Demons pushing all my triggers.
I decided to go ahead and scrub out our sink. I used to do this every single day, or practically every single day. Like, I rarely missed a day. But I don't know, I've either gotten lazy or something. I don't know. But I haven't been doing it as often, maybe once or twice a week, which I still think is pretty good. I just always love how it looks and smells after I'm done. And it's also really satisfying to watch.
Think I'm losing my mind, but I guess that's what love do.
Now that the pantry, fridge, and freezer are all cleaned out and organized, we have the dishes done, the sink is scrubbed out, and the trash is taken care of, we can start working on the counters and floor. And I'm just gonna get everything that's sitting on our counters put away. I did have a few dirty rags and a dish towel that needed to go in the wash, and then I'm just gonna use my Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface spray to wipe everything down.
I'll walk across the room just to show you that I'm still around. Ask if you wanna meet somewhere later when the sun goes down. Oh, you know I'm serious. I'm serious. I will keep you all to myself. Oh, you're so mysterious, mysterious. I can't keep my hands to myself. I'll walk across the room, show you I'm around. Ask if you wanna meet when the sun goes down. 'Cause you're the only one who can get me so high, so high. So high, so
I noticed that our trash can was getting pretty gross, so I decided to quickly just take some time and wipe it all down. And I'm really glad I did because it just looks and smells so much better. And then the last thing I need to do before we wrap this up, and I can share some satisfying before and after shots, is to tackle the floors. And I'm just gonna vacuum up any crumbs, and I'm gonna be using my Swiffer today. I could have broken out my O-Cedar mop, you guys know how much I love it, but since I just recently deep cleaned all of our floors, I decided to go ahead and just spot clean our kitchen. I love both for different reasons and highly recommend them.
so mysterious, mysterious. I can't keep my hands to myself. I'll walk across the room, show you I'm around. Ask if you wanna meet when the sun goes down. 'Cause you're the only one who can get me so high, so high. So high, so high.
All right, you guys, here is the moment you've all been waiting for, and that is the satisfying before and after shots. I love sharing these, not only to remind myself, but also you guys as to where we started and just how messy and dirty certain areas were, and what a little hard work and motivation can do to transform a space. So if you're needing to deep clean, declutter, or organize a space in your own home, I 100% encourage you to do that. I have a whole playlist on my channel, which I will link down below in the description box and also link up here in the cards. It's dedicated to complete disaster transformations and decluttering and organizing videos just like this one. So if you've wanted to watch one or you're in need of more specific cleaning motivation, go check out that playlist. just a few areas that are on top of my head. One of them includes like my mom's linen closet. We took everything out, completely decluttered and organized that space. My bedroom closet, my mom's entire spare bedroom. There's just so many different types of areas to hopefully help motivate you all and encourage you all to tackle a cleaning project like this. Sometimes I can tackle a project like this if I set aside a full day or some time to do so, but it is completely okay if it takes you a day or two to complete it. This one, like you guys know, took me part of 2 days, and that is okay. If you can't tackle a project like this or the whole thing all at once, that's fine. Break it down into sections, or if you're maybe a little too scared to get in over your head, I highly recommend maybe roping in a friend or a family member to help you out. Just be prepared to give them detailed instructions of exactly what you want them to do and take it one step at a time. To wrap up today's video, I'm going to be making some delicious, quick and easy blueberry muffins. These are nothing special. I just found these while cleaning out my pantry. They weren't expired, but I knew we've had them for a while and I figured I might as well make them. And it worked out perfect because I have this nice clean kitchen and now our entire home smells like I've been baking all day long. But I hope you all enjoyed today's video. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you would all give this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. My fall decorating content is coming up soon and I would hate for you to miss out. So make sure you are subscribed and have your bell notifications turned on. Before you guys leave, make sure to go check out Cricut's website and purchase your very own Cricut machine, or break out your Cricut if you already have one, so you can start making lots of fun do-it-yourself projects. I still have a long list of projects that I want to do, and I will be sure to share them with you all. I will have Cricut's website linked down below in my description box, but just thank you all again so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you all in my next video. Bye, you guys.